Hello from Berlin in Germany. Here in Europe, the pandemic changed a lot about our work environments. For instance, we all work from home right now. We all use video conferencing a lot, and so on. It seems like most of these changes are here to stay. So what's the situation in the US like? What changes did you experience? What changes do you believe will stay? And which changes will be reverted?
Hi from San Francisco, California. So, what we observe here is definitely a rise in the hybrid model, with a split between the days you'd spend at the office and the number of days you spend at home, working from home every week. Note that in California, remote work has been there for a while. It's really culturally anchored. So, the crisis has just amplified something that was already happening. We also see a lot of the hub and spoke model with big companies such as Facebook developing one main office with several satellite offices so that it enables workers to work from more remote areas. Um, we also see that big corporations don't have so much control over their workforce anymore, so that some people actually exercising two jobs at the same time. And we see some smaller companies, such as startups, trying to steal the workforce from bigger company. Um, Something very important we've been experiencing, and that is probably going to stay for a while, is the mental health crisis, which has actually been described as a pandemic within the pandemic. And after a decade where ride hailing jobs, gigs, freelance jobs were on the rise, now people are looking for a more comfortable, more stable, and more regulated job.
We live in challenging times. The pandemic is one challenge, climate change is another challenge. In times like these, what do you believe business leaders are responsible for? Do they have a wider responsibility, or are they only responsible for their workforce, for their business, and so on? What's your opinion?
Well, if we go on with the topic of the mental health crisis, which is one of these bigger concerns, same as climate change, as the pandemic, and all these ethical things that employers need to do on top of leading their business. Well, mental health isn't a shameful matter anymore. It's no more a private thing. It's a society concern. People have been getting out of the mental health closet. They open up about it, and employers now need they cannot ignoring it anymore. They hold social responsibility towards their workforce. So the accountability is collective, and empathy is really a core skill that more and more managers are now expected to display.
And one final question. If you could change one thing about today's work environment, what would that be? If you had one wish, what would you change about the way we work, both for business leaders and for the average member of the workforce?
Actually, I have two wishes. The first one, in response to the mental health crisis, I've been advocating for a new type of care at work acts, care act, so that employer can take care of their employees, a type of contract based on trust, but also based on these moral obligations that employers have towards their employees, which is based on sharing of resources, putting in place processes, giving, setting a framework, and also providing everything that employees need. So going beyond old-fashioned paternalism to provide this harmonious collaboration. And also on top of that, I wish I could see more futurists in the team in companies. I do believe a futurist mindset can really help with preparing